Hey, welcome. Running a business should be simple, right? You do the work, send the invoice, get paid. Easy. But what happens when that last part, getting paid, doesn't go so smoothly? That's what we're digging into today, the real cost of a late invoice. And trust me, it's way more than just the number on that piece of paper.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that might just make you sit up and pay attention. 23%. Yeah, that is the percentage of all business invoices that get paid late. Just let that sink in for a second. That means almost 1 out of every 4 jobs you finish, the payment is late. This isn't just annoying, it's a massive problem, and it's quietly sucking the life out of small businesses. So that begs the real question, right? What's the actual cost to your business? I mean, it's so easy to just shrug and say, it's just a small delay. But the reality? The ripple effects from that one late payment can throw your entire operation into a tailspin. We're talking about everything from your cash flow to, honestly, your sanity. Yeah, see, a bad invoicing system costs you a whole lot more than just money. It costs you time you spend chasing people down. It costs you your peace of mind with all that stress from not knowing what your bank balance will look like. And it costs you opportunities you can never get back. So let's break down all these costs, the ones you can see on a spreadsheet and the ones you just feel.
First up, let's talk about time. How about 60 hours? That's right. That's how much time, on average, a business owner wastes in a single year just hunting down late payments and trying to make sense of messy books. 60 hours. That's more than an entire work week you could have spent, I don't know, creating a new product, taking care of your best clients, or maybe, just maybe, taking a vacation. And then, of course, there's the money. Not just the money you're waiting for, but the money you're not even seeing. Get this. By switching from that administrative mess to a slick professional system, businesses can find an extra $10,000 in income. Seriously, this isn't just about getting paid on time. It's about opening up the door for real growth. But you know what? The scariest costs, they're the ones that never show up on a balance sheet. They're like the giant part of the iceberg hiding under the water. I'm talking about that constant headache, that stress of wondering, am I going to make payroll this month? Or trying to plan for the future when you have no clue what your cash flow will be. And those super awkward calls to clients, you know, the ones that just make things weird. All of that adds up to missed opportunities, all because your cash is tied up. And this really gets to the core of it, right? I mean, you didn't start your own business because you dreamed of being a collections agent, right? No, you started it to do something you're passionate about, to build something that matters. A good system is supposed to take care of all that boring administrative stuff for you, so you can get back to doing what you actually love. So, the big question is, how do you get out of this mess? Well, the answer is all about building a professional accounts receivable system. Think of it as moving from constantly putting out fires to actually preventing them in the first place. It's about taking back control. A really solid system boils down to 4 main things. 1, send your invoices out right away and make them look professional. 2, track everything so nothing gets lost. 3, have a system for following up. No more awkward, emotional calls. And 4, use all that info to create reports that show you the real story of your finances. And this is a really important mental shift. You're not just, shooting a bill out into the universe and hoping for the best. You're actually managing a whole process. It starts the second the job is finished, and it doesn't end until that money is sitting safely in your bank account. The whole point is to make it a process you can count on every single time. Okay, one of the best tools in your arsenal here is something called an aging report. Sounds kind of fancy, but it's actually super simple and incredibly powerful. It's just a report that shows you who owes you money, and this is the key part, how long they've owed it to you. It's basically a quick snapshot of your financial health. So look at this simple example here. Just a quick peek and you know everything. Client A, all good, they're current, great. Client B, they're in that 31 to 60 day zone. Time for a gentle nudge. But client C, whoa, that bill is over 60 days late. That's your big red flag. See, this report tells you exactly where you need to put your energy. But here's the thing. A report like this is only as good as the information you put into it. This is where good, disciplined bookkeeping is an absolute must. Every single invoice, every payment has to be logged correctly in your general ledger. If you do that, your financial statements stop being guesswork and start telling you the actual, true story of your business. Okay, so we've talked about the problem, we've laid out the solution. Now let's get to the fun part, the payoff. What does life actually look like? What does it feel like when you get this stuff under control and get your time and money back?
I mean, the difference is just night and day. On one hand, you've got the DIY struggle, right? Invoices go out whenever, follow-ups are stressful, you have no real idea where your money is. Then you have the professional system. Invoices are prompt, reminders are automatic, reports are crystal clear, and the best part, your cash flow is healthy and predictable. It's literally the difference between chaos and calm.
Just think for a second about where your time really goes. That 15% chunk spent chasing payments, it might not sound like a lot, but that adds up to hours, week after week. And every one of those hours is time you're not spending with clients or thinking about how to grow your business. A good system just hands that time right back to you, so you can put it where it counts. All right, so let's bring this all home with a little checkup. It's time for you to ask yourself a few tough but really important questions about your own invoicing setup. So I want you to take a second and be really honest with yourself. How fast do your invoices actually get sent out once a job is done? Do you have a real system for following up, or is it just whenever you think about it? Could you, right now, name your clients who are always late? And what about tricky stuff like partial payments? How do you track those? Your answers to these questions are going to tell you a lot. And really, it all comes down to one final question, maybe the most important one. This isn't just about money or being efficient. Your business systems are supposed to make your life better, not harder. So ask yourself, is my current system built for peace of mind? And if the answer isn't a loud, immediate yes, well, then it might be time to think about a change. Thanks so much for joining me.